Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. This is my FX adventure, and this is what time of the day? This is a beautiful afternoon. We are heading to the noon on Sunday, the time I'm making this video. I hope you guys are having a wonderful Sunday out there. Alright, quickly, this is about that time of the week where we normally go through the market for next week, and our whole aim of going through the market is to get the buyers and have an overview of what the market is currently doing before the opening of the market for the week starting, right? So in order not to waste time, we just head straight to while we're here, and let's get this thing rolling. All right, normally we start with the dollar, the DXY, and the reason why we start with dollar is basically that's like this central point of whatever is going on, most especially when it has to do with the major forex trading pairs. So that's why we mainly focus on the dollar. Then from that we can trickle down our analysis from the dollar index to other trading current or other currency pairs, if I'm to say that, right? So quickly we'll start with the monthly, from the monthly time frame as normal, and as you guys can see, we are nothing changed on the monthly time frame. As you guys can see, we are bullish, just for the reason that we are, just looking at the market structure, we are bullish because we are creating series of higher high, and also as you guys can see, this last push here took out the liquidities that was lying around this area, and this push here gave us some very nice a higher high. So we, at this point now, we are having some correction in the market, and as if I'm to speculate, if I should bring out my Fibonacci on this one, right? Yeah, you can arguably say that we tapped into the discount zone, and we had this very nice push back up here, right? But we still have further rooms on the upside. At least I can see the liquidities lying at this level here, I can just do leak, right? Yeah, although this is what we are seeing here, though the market can decide to do other things. For example, if we should take a trend line and get something up here, you see that there are still liquidities lying below, right? Below these levels here, there are still liquidities lying below this level here, so the market can still decide to come back, pushing back up again. But well, on this channel we just call a spade a spade. There is no need to over analyze or over reason things. We just call a spade a spade. What is the market currently doing? We are in an uptrend. It's as simple as that. So we trade in that direction. That's how it is. So there is no need to overanalyze it. There is no need to try to put in much of other psychology or whatever into it. Just call a spade a spade. What is the market showing us? It's showing us series of higher highs and higher lows, and that's a bullish trend for us. So on the 1 month, DXY is bullish. If we come down to the 1 week, we had a very nice push back down here, and look at this push back up. If I should bring out this, you'll see what I'm talking about. This part here, look at this push here. I don't want to, let me delete some of this. The graph is looking a bit dirty. I'll delete this trend line here. Let's just simplify things so the chart doesn't look messy. right? Okay, so back to the 1 week, right? As you guys can see, this nice push here, like I pointed out, from this bottom here we pushed back up here, right? Now we are having some nice correction. Maybe we might tap in this area, this breaker here. Most likely we will tap into this area here, or maybe find other blocks way below here, but we can speculate something of this nature, then the market going back up to, something of this nature. But remember, the market will decide to show us what it wants to do, right? If you remember, on the 1 month, right, on the 1 month we are bullish, right? And if we come to the 1 week, you can see on the 1 week we are having some nice correction, which is good. So most likely we will be expecting to have some level of reaction, which we already have had, rather, because you see this push here, this push broke the high here, right? Flipping this correction here to back into bullish trend at this push here. Look at this push here, right? Now we're, as you guys can see, some red candle coming down. We are having some correction again in order to maybe find support for further continuation on the upside. But in a situation whereby that's not the case, the market will break below and continue going down. Whatever the market does, we just have to react to that. Remember, the market is the boss. The market decides what it wants to do. All right, so we're coming down to the daily time frame right now, quickly, in order not to waste time. And we just have to look at the chart. It's as simple as that. Just look at the chart, and the chart will tell you what the market is doing. And as you guys can see, we are having some series of higher highs and higher lows at this point. We are bullish at this point. The market structure is structured bullishly, and I've been bullish for about how many months now, because if you watch my previous videos where I do my weekly analysis, most of our biases, especially on the dollar index, is mostly bullish, right? Because the market has not shown us any signs of it changing its structure, right? So that's why we are still bullish. So far the market is showing us signs of bullishness. So far the market structure is bullish. It's as simple as that. The market is bullish, right? So there is no need to analyze that or overthink it. That's what it is. And if you look at the daily time frame, look at this push here, very nice. The first leg here, look at the first leg here, right? We came to this point, came back down, we went for the second step, we're coming back down now, maybe to get some support to go further up. So that's what's up, guys. And for us to change our bias on the daily time frame, as you guys can see, we need the market to break below this horizontal ray here, this place. You guys can see 1-day swings. This is the last swing low that the market saw before pushing back up, and this swing low occurred at, that was Wednesday, 30th August 2023. That was on August. That was the last low the market saw before pushing back up. So, and as you guys can see, we are having some corrections heading towards that swing low. So if we're able to get some reaction here, maybe we'll have another continuation going on the upside. But for now, we just have to observe and wait for the market to correct while we wait for that reaction that will take us further back up, right? That's that for the daily time frame. As you guys can see, the market is still bullish. There is no need to waste further time on that one, right? And mostly at least on the higher time frame, like as you guys can see, our bias are still the same as last week. Nothing much have changed, right? But I believe when we start coming down to the lower time frame, we will start seeing some differences here and there. Sorry about that. So this is the 4-hour time frame. We're on the 4-hour time frame, right? So on the 4-hour time frame, what's going on here? On the 4-hour time frame, we had a very nice uptrend here, series of higher highs and higher low, coming to this top here, the market came back down. Did it break out of structure here? No, the market came back down. We had a very nice side ranging market here. The market was ranging here for a bit. You see this red line I drew here? The market came, it was between this range here. This is what the market was doing here. As you guys can see, this is what the market was doing. It was just going up, down, up, down, up, down, up until it broke out from that range. As you guys can see, the market broke out of the range at this point here. Look at that very nice push down here, right? The market broke out of the range here. So on the 4-hour time frame, we've the market have flipped bearish on the 4-hour time frame, which makes sense because if you guys remember, we are experiencing some level of correction on the higher time frames, and that is why you will see the lower time frames. You will see it clearly how the market have changed structure and is forming bearish signs. So it makes sense, but for us to be careful of these bearish signals that is forming on the lower time frame, remember, it's always advised for you to have an overview of what's going on the higher time frame, because the higher time frame is more stronger than the lower time frame, right? And that's what's up, guys. So if you look at what's going on, like as you guys can see on the higher time frames, we can see that the market has already taken out liquidities at the top side, and it's breaking up on the top side, which is bullish, right? And remember, when the market is at the end of a rally, or you can call it a wave in a market, right, you tend to have these corrections here and there, right? So we are currently experiencing some level of correction on dollar, right? So that's why we are seeing some weakness, and we are seeing some bearish signals that is showing on the lower time frame. I don't know if you guys really understand that. So yeah, if you understand that, nice, right? So that's why on the 4 hours, you guys can see we are breaking our lows, which is more signs of the market going down, right? But with that said, we need to be careful to watch out what the market is doing, because on the higher time frame, it's just a correction, but on the lower time frame, it might seem like the market is going down, and people tend to fear and be like, oh, we ain't going to make money again. But if you look at the higher time frame, you can see that the trend is still bullish. It's a matter of the market to reach a particular point, maybe an order block on the higher time frame, or the breakout on the higher time frame for a very nice reaction that will push the market back to the upside, right? So it's always important for us to note that, right? But for now, we'll call a spade a spade. On the 4-hour time frame, the market is bearish. It's as simple as that. So even if I'm going to be taking trades on the 4-hour time frame, or if I'm going to be shorting this market on the 4-hour time frame, I would have to be shorting it while having at the back of my mind that the higher time frame is bullish, right? So that means if you are shorting the market on the lower time frame, you have to be more careful and manage your trade properly, because of the fact that the market can quickly reverse, based on the fact that the higher time frame is still bullish. I don't know if you guys understand that. So yeah, so the 4-hour time frame is bearish. I've said that, and that's what it is, right? And if we had to adjust our horizontal ray, this was the last stop that started the move on the downside. So this is our high here, and this will be our lower low, right? So if I'm going to take any trade on the 4-hour time frame, well, I wouldn't advise anybody to jump on the market at this point. Either you expect some level of pullback in this area here, right? Maybe at this breaker here, or at this build up here, this other block at the top side here, then we might get another push back down to finally get a continuation that will push us back up. That is if the higher time frame decides to continue its bullish trend, right? So that's what's up, guys. And yeah, let's come down to the 1 hour. So that's what we have. That's what we have on that for on the 4 hour for dollar index, right? So if we should go down to the 1 hour time frame, as you guys can see, the 1 hour time frame is a lower time frame compared to the monthly time frame, the daily time frame, and even the 1 hour time frame, right? So that's why, if you guys remember, like I explained, that's why you're seeing the on the 1 hour time frame, it's completely bearish. And yeah, so on the 1 hour time frame, yeah, you can, if you want to short the market further down, yeah, you can continue with the trend shorting the market further down. But while you're doing that, like I said, you just have to be more alert and more careful, because the higher time frame is still bullish. So it's very, very important that you watch out for, things like that. And if you should look at the drawing we'll have here, you can arguably speculate that the market, if we should take our Fibonacci, drawing it from the daily swing, remember this daily swing at the bottom part here to the top part of it, we are about 50% down, if based on the swing we have. If we are taking the swing from the higher time frame, which is on the daily time frame, right? So this is the daily time frame, right? So if we are taking the swing from the daily time frame, right, and if we check that out on the lower time frame, you can see that the 1 hour time frame, we had that correction coming down towards that point, and we are currently going down until we have some change of structure, flipping the market back to a bullish sign on the 1 hour. That's when we will decide to jump on the market on that one, right? So quickly, if we should narrow that down, that should be the so we normally take our range from the 1 month time frame down to the 1 hour time frame. And once we are done with that, right, we don't look further down, because we'll be taking our trades on the lower time frame, which is the 5 minutes time frames and the 15-30 minutes time frames, right? So that's the general overview of what we have there on the dollar index, right? So if we should look further down, let's look at the 5 minute time frame. So I'm sorry about all this drawing, I'll just have to delete this Fibonacci, right? Yeah, my chart looks a bit nasty. But if I'm to come down to the 15 minutes time frame, which are the time frames that I trade mostly on, right, you will see the reason why I have those levels. So those levels basically help me to pinpoint the areas where we would face most resistance, and the areas that we'll be looking out for very nice breakouts, and where we'll have more higher momentum of what's going on in the market. But that's by the way. If you want to know how I do my live trading sessions, right, there are sometimes I do live streaming, though I'm not consistent on the live streaming, just based on the fact that we still have some level of low community here. We just started, right? But once we have more people come on board, we'll have more bigger community, then we can do live streaming sections where things will be very, very interactive, and people can have their views, and people can communicate and share knowledge, and etc., right? And yeah, so this is what we have on the dollar index. And if you guys watch my previous videos, I always say things like, when you understand what's going on the higher time, once you understand what's going on the dollar, then you can use that to analyze other major forex pairs, right? Other major currency pairs, things like the EUR, the British pounds, the Australian dollars, the golds, and all whatnot, right? So since we have our bias on the higher time frame, we are still bullish. We are completely bullish on dollar index. though you can arguably say on the lower time frames that we are experiencing some bearish market structures, and the reason why we are experiencing that bearish market structure on the lower time frame is based on the fact that we are having corrections on the higher time frame. It's not necessarily meaning that the market is bearish. It only means that we are having some correction on the higher time frame, so it only makes sense that the lower time frame will look way bearish because the higher time frame is like a lot more bigger compared to the lower time frame. It's literally, that's what it is. That's why I call it higher time frame than lower time frame, right? So if we should have that bias on the dollar index, then without looking at the other charts, I can categorically tell you guys that the EUR is bearish, the British pound is bearish, and every other currency pair you guys can really think of. Well, most especially the ones that are in direct relationship with the dollar, right? So yeah. But in order not to waste time, we can quickly have an overview of what's going on EUR, British pounds, and Australian dollar, right? And also what I will intend to do also is, going into next week, we can have see if we can see a very nice setup that we can speculate going into next week, right? So well, that's the essence of doing all this video here. So yeah, I think I should delete some of these drawings so my chart will look clean. So yeah, let's go to the EUR USD. So on the EUR USD, well, let's go to the higher time frame, right? Remember, higher time frame first. Delete this. I don't need this text anymore. All right, so if we go to the 1 month, the 1 month will be bearish. Obviously, as you guys can see, it's bearish. There's no two ways about it. It's just bearish, right? Look at that very nice push back down here. It's just bearish on the 1 month. We're not going to waste further time there. As you guys remember, whatever we had in the dollar, just do the opposite. So if the dollar is going up, the opposite is what's going on in the other currency pairs. When you understand this, I don't even think I need to go through other currency pairs because I wouldn't want my video to be that long. But for the newbies and some people that really care out there, maybe we'll just have a glance of what's going on those pairs, right? Just like I pointed out, as you guys can see, the market structure we have on the EUR USD is bearish, so there is no two ways about it. Call a spade. That's what's up on that. If we come to the 1 week time frame on the EUR USD, same thing. Is it bearish? Let's see if that is bearish. I think this is not so bearish. Let's see. So we had this push back up here, we came back down, having a support here. We were able to break the top here? No, but we broke it at this point, so this is the low. Yeah, it's bearish. I can see the bearishness in it now. So it's bearish on the 1 week. On the 1 week is bearish. As you guys can see this, it was coming down, and the market is currently trading in this range. See this range here, this range from this purple line here, this 1 week swing, this 1 week top swing here, as this place my mouse is hovering on, and up to this bottom part, right? That's the range you have. So the market is currently traded on this range on 1 week time frame. This range, the market is in this range, right? And as you guys can see, we had a very nice pullback at the top side, and now we are seeing change of structure. To be honest, very, very bearish. And if I'm to speculate this, look at what I'll be speculating on EUR quickly. So let me bring out my position drawing, right? I'll speculate this was the last green candle before the market started coming down. So I'll be speculating this, maybe entering the market at this point. Your stop loss should be slightly above this swing high here, and we'll be looking to come all the way back down here. I'll speculate this for EUR on the weekly time frame, something of this nature. This is my speculation. So yeah, you can have a screenshot of this, but this is going to take time, because this is the weekly time frame. This is going to take like months for it to play out, right? So that's what's up on this one anyway. But yeah, that's by the way. But that's something I will be speculating on the EUR. The EUR is bearish on the weekly time frame. If we come to the daily time frame, obviously, or the daily time frame is still bearish. It's still bearish. It's still bearish. Remember, on the daily time frame on the dollar index is bullish, but here on EUR is bearish. That's just the thing I'm telling you guys. So whenever the dollar is going up, other guys tends to go down, and whenever the dollar is going down, other guys tends to go up. And when I mean other guys, I'm referring to the major forex currency pairs, right? Yeah. All right, so on the 4-hour time frame, as you guys can see, we are experiencing some bullish signs here and there, which is opposite of what is going on the dollar. It really makes sense, right? It really makes sense why we're experiencing bullish signs on EUR, and the reason why is because we are experiencing some corrections going on the higher time frame on dollar. I've been saying this throughout the video, and I'm still saying it, right? So that's the reason why we are experiencing some levels of bullishness on the lower time frame when it comes to EUR. The same thing is to dollar. So on the dollar time frame, if you go to the lower time frames, you will see that the dollar is actually bearish based on the market structure there, based on the trend there. So that's why when you now come to the EUR USD, like the major currency pairs, they tend to go up because of the whole currency correlation thing, right? So that's what's up, guys. As you guys can see, EUR is bullish, and the reason why is it bullish is as simple as the market structure. Calling a spade is spade. The market started coming down from this point, created some tapped out here, had a very small correction here, and started pushing back out at this point, right? This was the range that the market was on, and as you guys can see, with this very nice bullish candle here, we broke it and closed above it. So there is high chances that the market might decides to come back down to continue going back up. But remember, always have it in your mind that the higher time frame is bearish for EUR. So in as much as the lower time frame is showing signs of bullishness, have that in the back of your head that the higher time frame is bearish. So there is a point the market will reach at the lower time frame, you will start experiencing some level of reversal coming into the market, and when you have that complete reversal in the market, that is more confluence showing you that yes, the market is now going to start flipping and start going down, because on the higher time frame it is bearish. I don't know if you guys understand. So if you understand that, you're good to go, right? So here are on the lower time frame, it looks bullish. Normally when I do my intra-day trading, I take my trades from the 5 minutes time frame, and if you come to the 5 minutes time frame, you can see all bullishness looking all over EUR. But at this point now, as you guys can see, I think we've started flipping bearish at this point, right? Because look at the market. If I should get the part out here, as you guys can see, the market pushed back up here. We have some level of correction up again. We started experiencing some choppy moves, as you guys can see that happened at this point here. See the point I would show you that the market has started flipping bearish, So if you should look at the market behavior here, the market came back down here, pushed back up, breaking this top part here. Let me bring out my trend line here, right? We had a very nice break of structure here, showing some continuation on the back up. Now we're experiencing some choppy moves here, choppy move, and yeah, and at this point now you see the market have started breaking lows, and it started creating lower highs instead of creating higher highs. So this is it here. This is the last low that I tried to push back up before the market formed lower high, breaking that low here, now came back up, testing it, and I see you guys can see some signs of reversal coming back down again, right? So that's what's up, guys, on the EUR. The general market trend for me on the EUR, that is Euro USD, is bearish on the higher time frame, but the lower time frame looks bullish. But like I said, be careful because the higher time frame is bearish, right? Yeah, you can decide to short the market on the lower time frame, but while you're shorting the market, like I said, have it at the back of your mind that there will be a point where the market can flip. So that's the case. So since dollar is bullish on the higher time frame, same thing goes to the other major currency pairs. They will be bearish. Remember, right? So that's that for us for Euro USD. If we go to British pound, same story. I'm sure there won't be much difference. It will be same story. If we go to the 1 month time frame, without even looking at the market, without even opening the market, I can tell you what's happening there, because of the fact that we've already had an overview of what's happening on dollar, right? So with that, we can use that to have our bias on other pairs. British pound 1 month is bearish. Why is it bearish? Series of lower highs and lower low, right? If we come to the 1 week time frame, same story. You guys can see very nice push back, push down here, although we're experiencing some push back up, but coming back down again. If we come to the daily time frame, same story. Okay, on the daily time frame, actually it's looking interesting because we saw some, let's say double bottom here, right? And the market started pushing back up, and it broke this swingy swings here. But why I would not categorically speculate that the market is already bullish on the daily time frame is because the market is still trading in this range here, and this current range that the market is still trading on is a bearishly structured range, if I can say that, right? Yeah, because the market, this was the last high, which is a lower high compared to these guys. This was the last low we had that gave us very nice push that tapped us out at this top here. So this is the low that if the market held, would have still validated our bullish sentiment on this on British pound. But as you guys can see that red line I drew, as you guys can see, it broke it, came back to this point here, and we are seeing some internal structure forming in that range, and that structure is a bullish structure. Though I will speculate if the market should come back up to this area here, at least this area here will experience some level of rejection or resistance that might push the market further back down, and either to continue going down or to come back down, another resistance to push the market back up, whatever the market decides to do. But the reason why we're here is just to determine our market bias and nothing more, nothing less, right? So the market bias on the daily time frame is as simple as short. It's just bearish. In as much as you can arguably say that the internal structure is forming bullish, but that's an external structure. We are looking at the external structure, right? If you look at the external structure, it's bearish. So that's the most important thing, right? So if we come to the 4-hour time frame, we are not surprised that it is looking bullish. I think I've said that pretty much when I analyzed the Euro USD. So we are not surprised to see bullish signs on the 4-hour time frame. And same thing will go to Australian dollar and other trading pairs, especially, like I always mention, the major trading pairs, right? And when I mean major trading pairs, I'm talking about the ones that are in direct relationship with the dollar. Things like the EUR USD, British pound USD, Australian dollar USD, New Zealand dollar USD, gold USD, you get my point. So yeah, so that's what's up, guys. So yeah, that's our general trend. I don't think we have any much changes apart from the lower time frame. On the higher time frame, our bias is still the same with last week, right? But on the lower time frame, we can see some level of there are some changes on the lower time frame, and the reason why we are experiencing those changes on the lower time frame is because we are having corrections on the higher time frame. So it really makes sense that we should have that understanding, and I think I know why I'm taking time to explain this. And I'm not only explaining it for you guys, I'm also saying it for me myself, because I tend to mess up sometimes, right? So the whole essence of this is for us to have that understanding, right? Yeah, I think I pretty much have already spent a lot of time on the on this section, and I think I'll have to call it a day right about now, right? So for you guys that have been following up on what we're doing here, nice. It's good to know that you guys are there, and yeah, that's the encouragement we get from making these videos. There are times that I don't even feel like making any video at all, but like I am committed to making this video at least weekly. The weekly analysis and finding our bias is very, very important, and I'm not only doing it for the doing sake, I'm also doing it to help myself, because whenever I do things like this, I also help myself to better understand the market. And that's what's up. Normally I make videos about my journal. While I stopped that is because currently I started the trading challenge where I want to grow my $500 to 1M, right? Yeah, and I'm making shorts on that, and I'm posting that also on my channel. You can also check out that and see for yourself. Though last week I had a little adjustment on my strategy, and the reason why I did that is to really understand that the current strategy I was using is working, and I can tell you it's working. And I'm not saying it from a standpoint of being proud or anything, because last week I did not make any gain, and the reason why is because I intentionally traded a bit off my strategy to really understand, was it my strategy, and if things went bad, so I understand, yeah, it was my strategy that kept me profitable the last week before this week, right? All right, so that's it for me, guys. For the new guys that are just coming to my video, if you love what we're doing here, like the video, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and when we have enough community out there, trust me, we'll start streaming sections where you guys can follow live with me when I take my trades, right? For now, I have to go, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye bye for now.